Nutcracker Ballet definitely has one of the most gorgeous covers in all of the New Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley. It's the case of the Nutcracker Ballet. Absolutely stunning. Needless to say, this revolves around a ballet class, and Ashley's ballet class are getting ready to put on a production of the Nutcracker. And while they're there, one of her friends loses. I say loses, somebody takes her friend's lucky ballet slippers from her dance bag. And without her lucky ballet slippers, her friend declares that she absolutely cannot dance and that her understudy goes on. Straight away, there's a suspect. And the Trenchcoat twins take it upon themselves to find out what has happened to the ballet slippers and whether or not they can get them back in time for the show. It's certainly unpredictable. I think there were things in this that I hadn't predicted. I certainly didn't work out who did it or why. Um, so it kept me guessing, I guess. It's not the most engaging, not a lot happens. With some of the new adventures, new clues will be thrown up here and there. With this one, I felt like they were quite few and far between, so it wasn't the most enthralling. And I will say something happened at the end that ruined it for me as an adult reading it, and I'll discuss that in a moment with a spoiler warning. But ultimately, I thought it was quite nice. There are some kind of bits of vocabulary in here regarding ballet, but not a great amount if I compare this to Ballet Bandit, which is another ballet based book. I feel like that one's definitely had a lot more attention to detail in it with regards to the language. But if you don't know anything about ballet, you can absolutely follow it. No problem at all. As I said, the design of it is absolutely gorgeous. There's the back for anybody who's interested. I did not pay $1.79 for it. And, oh, actually, this one's still got the cards in, so I can show those. We have a picture of Clue, a tutu, and, yeah, a copy of the front there, which is a really, really nice image. Usual, decent writing size, quite short chapters, so for any children reading this who are just getting used to chapter books, it shouldn't be too daunting. So, the spoiler, what happens at the end? I'm not going to discuss what happened to the slippers, but at the end, one of the characters is presented with a pair of autographed slippers by a dancer from that studio, a famous dancer, and Daniela Dobro, I believe her name was. And the second her mother gives her the slippers, she gives them away to her friend. And I get the point. It's trying to say that this is a nice gesture. There are more important things than material possessions. But if you were a parent and you just paid over £200 for a gift for your daughter, and she immediately gave them to her friend, can't imagine you'd be best pleased. So that annoyed me a little bit because I felt like it was just unrealistic. And the fact that the mother was like, yeah, this is a good idea, give it to your friend. I thought, reading it as an adult, maybe that's not very realistic at all. But obviously, reading it as a child, I imagine that wouldn't have bothered me. Either way, Nutcracker Ballet is definitely not too bad, not that predictable, and with an absolutely gorgeous cover.